Correct. Big weekend coming up for the
Yes, sir.
Center College tennis teams. Start out first talking a little bit about what your women's team will be facing this weekend in the conference championship.
Well, we've got a familiar opponent with Millsaps. I know the coach very well. He and I have known each other for a few years, and so he and I have even kind of talking about our teams kind of before the season. So, and I'm being in the SAA for a couple of years, know some of his girls. So we're playing them in the first round match. We got the better of them last time. But they were a girl down, and then going in this weekend we're a girl down. But it does match up pretty favorably for us.
So if you beat them the first time without, now you're a girl. It's not like just coaching ought to make up the difference, and you just got to make up the difference.
It should. But I haven't hit a ball all season, and the girls have done pretty well. So it's gonna be on them, and I have a lot of confidence that they're gonna do very well.
Now, your girls team has a lot of young players, including some that have done very, very well this year, which I assume will make you feel really good about what the future can kind of hold.
Oh, it's been fantastic. I mean, to have really our top two girls as freshmen, both of them doing as well as they have this year, tied for the most wins on the team, them being doubles partners and doing so well there. But then we've got Mackenzie Snow, another freshman that's been playing 3 doubles, won a lot of doubles matches for us this year, also playing 4 singles. So it's very we feel very, very good about the future for sure. We got a good girl coming in from Texas that's going to come in and play for us this next year. We're pretty excited about it.
The 3 freshmen that you talked about, did you expect all of them to do so well this season?
I tell you, you never know with a freshman. Sometimes they don't know any better. They don't know no better. So they just go out there and they're not scared of anybody, and they do well. And that's exactly what our girls did this year. They weren't scared of anybody. And honestly, we had a couple matches there. We played Birmingham Southern, who finished second. Played them very, very tight in our home courts. Had a 5-4 match with Barry, 5-4 match with Oglethorpe. So it was tight. We were in there.
Of course, a lot of us around here had seen Neha play some because being from South Laurel.
Right.
Still, I didn't know that I would expect her to come in and be number 1 for you and play as well as she has all season.
Right, and I would not have expected it until I watched her hit her first ball, and I knew right there that girl had a lot of talent. It was a lot of what it ends up being is between the ears. So she did a great job. She's very cool, calm, and collected out there, and so it's the perfect mentality that you need in a player, especially as a freshman, to do well.
Of course, we were kidding with her when she was here with us earlier about that she's a rapper, but she wouldn't rap. I just didn't know whether you would let her rap after the season got over or not.
Well, I think she knows that I'm pretty hard on them. We try to keep all the slang and all that kind of stuff down to a minimum around me. So, but it's been amazing seeing a lot of especially the freshmen kind of come out of their shells as the season goes on and get a lot more comfortable with me and with Craig, my assistant, and. Yeah, it's been great. There's a lot that we all learn about each other, especially on the van trips.
And your girls' team did have a winning regular season, as you said, and that included even with a couple of 5-4 losses.
That's right, a couple of 5-4 losses. Also playing 3 nationally ranked teams. We even took a couple points off of DePaul, who was 14th in the country at the time. Played in Swanee at the beginning of the year was tough. But yeah, definitely with a very tough schedule this year, and they did very well.
Now, your men's team will also be playing this weekend. They had a little bit tougher season.
They did have a tough season, and again, that was kind of one of those transitions where wasn't really sure how some of the kids would respond to something new, and we did have a couple very, very nice bright spots though. Junior Caleb Smith had a very, very good season at 5 singles and at 2 doubles. Partnered with Alex Wormeling, a senior. Benjamin Hadlock been playing 4 singles for us, and now playing 1 doubles. Had a great season, but the men in the SAA, it's a very, very tough conference, but that's the thing is the margin's very thin. With our loss to Millsaps, we were counting the points the other day, and we went 3 sets on 2 different matches that we lost. We had match points at 3 doubles. So could have just very easily been a 5-4 match. So.
And most of those guys you'll have back next year too, correct?
That's exactly right. So we've got our going into this conference tournament. We've got our 3 of our top 4 coming back. So we've got 4 of our top 5, and then adding some good kids for this next year. So I'm pretty excited to see them compete.
I mean, realistically, chances winning the conference championship would seem kind of stacked against you unless you're just unbelievable coaches. But is it possible to kind of gain some momentum going forward with what happens this weekend by how you guys play?
Absolutely, absolutely. Attitude going into the off season is a big deal. How hard do they want to work in the off season? Are they happy with with everything? Are they satisfied and content and don't feel like they need to work? So yeah, absolutely a lot to be gained from this weekend for sure.
Okay. Well, make sure you tell your players you're fine in front of the camera. They gave you a bad rap saying you wouldn't do well in front of the camera.
And as I said before, I bet they won't make that mistake again.
I bet not either.